Okay, so what did they do? They moved from the old model, they moved from having a loans focus to having an efficiency focus. And then they used the appropriate technologies to leverage their success. And they reduced their overhead. And then they began to look at profit per employee. So they turned the model of Bank of America upside down. You know, in fact, hedgehog companies who use the hedgehog concept refuse to embrace anything that does not lead them to their center of greatness. They actually reject those things that are not in keeping with what they want to do. So let's look at Bermuda College. Bermuda College, there's been an age-old question: when will the college become a four-year university? And so we debated that issue publicly, privately, and amongst each other. And then somehow we ended up realizing that most of our students want to leave Bermuda. Most Bermudian students can't wait to leave here. So they're not interested in staying here for 4 years. Besides that, how much infrastructure would it take for us to create competitive degree programs in a vast array of disciplines or subjects? It may be more than we could actually excel in. We might be good, we might be average, but the way the competitive market is now, you've got to be great in order to drive that success and to get students in every particular area. In other words, I think we're too small. But what we did do, we leveraged our accreditation, we leveraged our excellent product, and we began to broker it with other institutions abroad in the United Kingdom, in the United States of America, in Canada, and in the West Indies. And now we have about 43 partnerships where we have now said we will get our students to the 2-year associate degree, and then we will allow them to transfer seamlessly into colleges and universities all over the world. And that perhaps is a good to great move, where we realize that we have limitations in certain areas, but we can certainly excel at creating transfer pathways that give our students the seamless 2+2 transfer into the 4-year institution. Now, that's a good to great move. We're also tossing around other ideas. In meetings that we've held and that I've been in attendance, people are talking about now, Dr. Sam has a brainchild of becoming the reinsurance center of the world, because we are the reinsurance capital of the world. And so why not capitalize on that natural resource that's already in place? And students perhaps would come to Bermuda to study, especially hospitality. Who wouldn't want to study and do a practicum in hospitality in lovely Bermuda? It beats just about anywhere else in the world. And finally, I'll talk about the hedgehog concept. There was a little restaurant down there in the heart of town called Basta. Well, actually, still a restaurant. But back in the early 2000s, it was beaming and teeming with success based on one simple product, pasta, with various sauces that you could order to go with pasta. They didn't do burgers, they didn't do chicken, they didn't do sushi, they did pasta and sauce. And that is a hedgehog concept. And so I happen to know the family pretty well, and I just posed the question, how did you know that this was going to be a great idea? How did you know to use pasta and sauce and that it would actually be a seller? So I'll read you what was said. Fosco often thought that if a hamburger place or Pizza Hut could work, why not a pasta-only place? I mean, the sauces were a no-brainer, as Italy is the home of the sauces. And being success is often a work in progress just like that. A belief in your product, being humble, and a trusted team that is respected and paid fairly. family support and letting people do what they do well. The wife did the interior design and the banking, and Bosco focused on the pasta and the sauces, and the rest is Bermuda history.